Chapter 4. The Dark Side, Blood, Sweat, and Gears. Refixed progress is never free. While the factory owners were busy counting their gold and buying massive country estates, the people who actually made the machines run were living in a literal hell. Imagine a city where the sky is always black, where the river is a toxic soup of chemicals and human waste, and where the average life expectancy for a worker was just 17 years. 17! Think about that. But the darkest part of this revolution, it wasn't the smoke. It was the children, these factories. They needed small hands. They needed tiny bodies to crawl under machines that were still running, just to pick up scraps of cotton or fix a broken thread. These kids, they weren't in school. They were working 14-hour shifts in the dark. If they fell asleep, they were beaten. If they tripped, the machine didn't stop. It didn't care. It just kept grinding. Thousands of children lost limbs or their lives, just so the world could have cheaper socks and faster lace. It was a system built on human spare parts. The rich called it economic growth. The poor called it slavery with a different name. This wasn't just a change in technology, Bray. It was a massive, violent shift in how we value human life. For the first time, a person's worth was measured solely by how much they could produce and how cheaply they could be replaced. The world was getting richer, but the soul of humanity? It was being crushed under the weight of 1,000,000 iron gears. Chapter 6. The Legacy, the Point of No Return. By 1840, the dust finally started to settle, but the world was unrecognizable. In less than 80 years, humanity had done what it couldn't do in the previous 10,000. We had broken the chains of nature. We didn't need the wind to sail anymore. We didn't need the sun to tell us when to work. And we didn't need our own muscles to build a civilization. The first industrial revolution. It wasn't just about better tools. It was the point of no return. We traded the silence of the wood for the roar of the piston. We traded the clean air of the hills for the wealth of the coal mines. The scale of human life had exploded. The population was booming. The middle class was rising. But so was the gap between those who owned the machines and those who bled inside them. This was the foundation of everything you see today. Every skyscraper, every engine, every global trade route, it all started with a few drops of boiling water and a piece of black rock. The first industrial revolution taught us one terrifying truth. Once you start the machine, you can never, ever turn it off. We had stepped out of the old world and into a future made of iron and fire. There was no going back to the village. There was no going back to the silence. The gears were turning, and they were never going to stop.